Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow with the East-West Show with the G&E TV under the flagship of EveryDay Media. So today, as a tradition, every year at this time, probably my red scarf tells it, that we do a special Thanksgiving special to commemorate the day of Thanksgiving, to go deeper into the name of Thanksgiving, to go deeper into the glory of Thanksgiving and tradition of Thanksgiving, content of Thanksgiving, so on and so forth. So join me today, as not like usual cases, we have guests from outside. I just handpick some fellow workers, co-workers from my work environment to put together a little showcase about how we think, how we are, how we think, what we do for Thanksgiving, with Thanksgiving, and on Thanksgiving Day, and beside the Thanksgiving Day, what are we doing the other 364 days, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show first, and I would like to introduce, starting from by the rules, the lady first, and then, of course, I respect knowledge, Dr. Bonnie Cui. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dr. Bonnie Cui is one of the programmers, and she has the highest rank of education, and that I actually respect a lot. And my audiences and my colleagues will do the same thing. And next to her is my radio host, Mr. Paul James.
Thank
Morning,
you.
Paul, wake up.
Good. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go, all right. And Paul has been with us for quite some time. Mm-hmm. Paul has a very unique voice, and his laugh, I call it laughters.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's a very, very unique. And to my right hand, I have somebody. Well, my audience might complain, say, hey, you put your upfront people, all the show hosts though, how about those guys behind the camera, right?
Yes.
Now, behind the camera, I have Mr. Eddie Mercado. Eddie
Right.
Mercado is in the administration office, and he is kind of like silently working behind the camera and off the scene all the time. So Eddie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, dude. To my right-hand side is my brother, my younger brother. You want to call me brother or uncle?
I don't mind.
Yeah, he doesn't mind, yeah, right? So, Mr. Xiao Feng is a Chinese show host. He does the same thing as I do from east to west, exactly in Chinese, right? On a day-to-day basis. And the one other thing is that he himself is good at editing. He can edit his own show. That's why he looks much better than I am. Am I right? Oh, very good. Okay, welcome guys to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good. Thanksgiving is the big time. I want you guys, each of you, introduce yourself in a more thorough way than I do. All right, please. I'll start with Dr. Cui, please.
Well, I'm happy to be here today. This is the second time I'm on this show,
Mm-hmm.
and this is.
I recall that was the 4th of July celebration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
all right,
was,
good. All
yeah,
right.
this year too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go ahead.
for Thanksgiving, this coming Thanksgiving will be my 11th Thanksgiving. I'm gonna celebrate.
Oh, I see. About yourself. About yourself.
Because I'm
What do you do?
I'm from Beijing, and in China we don't have that tradition.
Uh-huh.
So
All
it's
right.
like from 2006.
Mhm.
Since I'm here, I start celebrating Thanksgiving.
I see. All right, good. You don't sound like you're new to the system.
Uh,
You're already immersed into the culture.
Yeah, I like all the festivals.
Oh, me too, of course. A day off.
Holidays,
At
good.
least,
Yeah.
right? Okay, now, I'll start with Xiao Feng. Xiao Feng, tell me something about yourself, please. She is so generous-minded, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to say about herself, and then you want to say something about yourself, please.
Yeah, briefly, I'm working here is to be the anchor for the Chinese program they call Focus on the World. Mm-hmm. And this program gave a lot of people information about around the world. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was in the United States for 20 years ago. I've been here a long time.
All right.
Yeah, mostly I'm working on a biotech company, and somehow I got a chance to be a, media, to be a reporter.
Okay.
I appreciate it, and EDI is our boss.
Yeah, to me, Xiaofeng is everything. He had been the doctor once, right?
Yes, I
All
was.
Right, very good. Did you cure anybody or did you kill anybody? Which do you do more? Which do you do more though?
Actually, I was in China to be 7 years for the doctor in the surgical
So
department.
you cure more, right?
Of course.
You cure. Very good, very good. And here's everything. And that, you know what, to my audience, I would like to emphasize. For you to be here as a show host, you do not have to have a doctorship with every aspect. All you want to have is a little bit of everything. You know what? They call us jack of all trades. Good for nothing. Good for nothing, all right? Now, next to Xiaofeng is Eddie. Eddie is the first time on the show. Even though he works in a media company for many years, he has this as the first time. So, about yourself, please.
Yeah, again, thank you for having me. It's quite a pleasure to be here first time. About me, I work in the administration, so I'm always a lot of running around behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes running like a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. About me, I grew up locally, went to school in the state, and I was fortunate enough to be able to find a job, working in the administration here. It's been such a pleasure to you really get immersed with the aspect of administration for media. So it's always something new and something interesting. So.
Very good, very good, very good. Young people like challenge, right?
Yeah.
The more you like challenge, the better you become as a result, right?
Yeah.
You agree with me, Paul?
Absolutely.
Okay, I believe that I owe my audiences my background. Since this is a time of celebration, I want to really that my audiences know me better, right? I came here, I'm very sorry, you came here 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, 20
I
years
came
ago.
here a little longer, just a little bit longer than him, 34 years ago.
Wow.
All right, and first I tried to sell something and make some money, right? But I was too dummy that I couldn't do anything. What I do, I say, okay, if I get this, for example, this pen for $2, and if I found out that in the market they sell for $4, and I sell to the guy and said, okay, what if I give you for $3, and you guys keep going, just that every time give me the $1 back, right? Sounds like a deal, right? They say, okay, let's do it, and we sign the first contract. They never come back. They directly sign a contract. They never came back. I've never seen my $1 out of my hand, for example. That was exactly me. That was exactly how I started. So I realized I was not made the man of that quality of doing things. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying this. I'm not the kind. So anyway, from then on, I just sit on the set and relay and started writing and on because of course I've been writing even prior to that, and then all of a sudden that we're here. We end up here. Okay, good. All right. So all together, my dear audience, as a tradition at EDI and G&E TV, every year at this time we expose ourselves. We open our chest, expose ourselves to our audiences, let them know we are the same human animals that you are. We think, we do, want the same thing as you do, right? Now, together we cultivate our community, we cultivate our society. All we want is for a better day. Yet nowadays, with lots of problems coming around us, and with lots of problems unexpected, such as terrorist attack, right? We are living even in a more challenging environment that we have to deal with problem with from all directions, right? That's why I have brought today my dear friend Dr. Cui, my dear friend Paul James, my dear friend Eddie Mercado, and my dear friend Xiaofeng, even though he's been here a lot shorter than I am, here to showcase ourselves. We've been showcasing everybody else for a whole year, 364 days. Now it's a day we showcase ourselves. My dear friend, my lovely audience, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We'll be back after this very short break. We will together discuss with you about Thanksgiving, the history of Thanksgiving, the development of Thanksgiving, the content of Thanksgiving, the spirit of Thanksgiving, well, what you do Thanksgiving, right? So, thank you very much. We'll be right back. Hello, dear friends, my lovely, dear fellow Americans. Welcome back to the time of celebration of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is here, and we're celebrating it. And from left to right, man, woman, old, young, everybody shares the word Happy Thanksgiving. So, what is Thanksgiving? Right. What does Thanksgiving call for? So on and so forth. Questions are less asked than celebration itself. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, we celebrate more, we get drunk more than thinking deep about Thanksgiving. Paul, what's your definition of the word, just a word only, all right? Word only, Thanksgiving.
Well, it pretty much means to give thanks and be thankful for what you've had throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
My definition.
All right, Thanksgiving is only a time mark to check or to start Thanksgiving.
Well, hopefully you started before. I mean, it depends.
I got it. Right, let's ask our doctor. Right? Dr. Bonnie Cui, what's your definition of the word? No, not the day. The word Thanksgiving.
I think I have pretty much the similar definition as Paul has. It's like give thanks to people you're grateful and from the previous year.
All right, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You agree with him, right?
Right,
Very
right.
good. So I don't disagree with him either, right? The thing is that can we go a little deeper? I do agree, right? I want to find more. So can we?
It seems like you have a certain idea of that word.
Uh-huh.
What do
Okay.
you think then?
Yeah, sure. She's Shelly. Do you see that? She kicks the ball back to me, right? Before I take the ball, I want to ask you. Okay. What is the word Thanksgiving?
Well, for me, yes, beyond just agreeing with them, I think it's a day of acknowledgement for all the things that you should be grateful for. Again, that's just my definition, though.
Okay, good. All right, very positive. And you, Xiaofeng, you are a master of words. You all play with
Actually,
That's it,
simply, I believe it's a Thanksgiving. It means you show your appreciation for someone give you something. That's
All right.
what my definition.
Okay, very good. Appreciation, Thanksgiving. You express yourself why and how thankful you are.
Right.
Okay, now I do not have a take different from theirs. I only want to add up a little bit. Do you guys or have you guys noticed Thanksgiving is spelled one word with no hyphen in between? You that?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, a day is a Thanksgiving day. Then between thanks and the giving, there should be a hyphen by grammar, by rules. Right?
Yeah.
Now, Thanksgiving without that hyphen, Thanksgiving is a thing. It's a thing.
It's one word.
It's a thing. It's a one word.
Yeah.
It's like a pen. A pen is a pen, right? It's not a fountain pen, a ball pen, or whatever pen. No, regardless, whatever, Thanksgiving is a word, is a thing. So, do you have a Thanksgiving mind? Like that kind of thing, right? Do you have a Thanksgiving kind of a set of mind or thinking, something like that? Do you guys agree with me?
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
do.
Thank you very much. My celebration. All right? All right. Very good. Okay, now, on the Thanksgiving Day or in the call of Thanksgiving, how do you think? What do you think that you need to do? What you want to do?
You mean how I celebrate?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or-
We can do it that way. Yes, we can take it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like when I first here, I don't have family here. I came America here. Like I came to America alone. So I came to here as a student, and I spent Thanksgiving with my professors.
All right, good. That's a way to show appreciation, right?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Very good.
And they have shown me.
Oh, you can come to my house.
Yeah. What kind of turkey? Like you bake them?
No,
or
I don't bake them. The
fry?
restaurant does. The restaurant say we take orders, right? Any order placed before the 15th of November get a 10% discount. Right? After all, it's a $49.99 for a turkey, 16 pounds above. That's a good deal, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
nice.
cooked very, very, very good. Very well done. All right. Okay, she goes to her professor mentor to do that, and that's a way to appreciate.
Yeah.
I'll let you, my audience, know one reference. Every time I go back to China, my first thing the next morning is going to see my teachers at the different levels, at different schools. And I have my middle school teacher. She is lucky still alive. She is 89 years old.
Wow.
And I just go to her, knock on the door, without calling because she is too old to pick up the phone. All of a sudden, you might scare her. What you want to do is go there, knock the door, and somebody open the door, say, tell her, I'm here. Who? I know you will come. I know it's about time, like that kind.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Thank you very much. Paul,
Yes.
what do you do?
Well, on Thanksgiving, that's tradition. I go visit my family. You know, they live out in the San Fernando Valley, so I always go see them for many years. Although there was a few years back in the '80s when I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I would just, back then, usually just go to Thanksgiving with my friends. I'd always, talk to my folks and what have you at Thanksgiving time. But obviously, I was there and they live down here. So, but now that I'm back and back here at EDI again, so after missing out on last year, but that's another story.
Yeah, right.
I'm just happy to be back.
You're happy to be back.
Yes,
right?
happy to be back.
For your reference and also for my audience reference, you check, go back, or you check in history, Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, especially Christmas Eve, they are the least on record that something bad happened. For example, terrorist attack.
Sure.
Right. For example, war breaks up. All right?
Right.
For example, massive killing or something. None of them on the record happened on a Thanksgiving Day and a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Good.
You know why? The word Thanksgiving, has so massive power. It conquers. It not only motivates the guy with a good mind, even conquers guys with a bad mind. Okay, guys, do another day, not today, please. Like that kind. Do you think that's a magic power? You agree with me, my brother?
I don't know that, but it's. But actually, you remind me my first Thanksgiving Day when I, just go abroad. My first stop, not the United States. My first stop is the University of British Columbia in Vancouver.
I see.
Yeah. The thing is, a funny thing is Thanksgiving, the day between United States and Canada is not the same day. Canada earlier. It's October. Because Canada more cold than United States. Then they have Thanksgiving on October. I remember that's the first one. I even don't know what that means, Thanksgiving, but I know everybody just take a break, go home, and we have big turkey. That's the first time I saw that huge. I thought it's a chicken, but actually they said, no, that's a turkey. Actually, people get it together. Mostly it's a kind of, we all overseas student. We come to the one person, the home, because they have family there, we get it together. We have a very limited, it's a financial, there's a cost for the party, but it's great. It's the first, it's my Thanksgiving, is great, just a couple of students.
Very good.
And we talk about it together, watch TV. Sharing, yes.
Sharing,
Also, we appreciate it. We have chance to be there, to get a study there. We can
Yeah, same like Dr. Say.
Yeah.
And she goes nowhere but her mentor's house
Yeah.
to share with them the turkey. It's a token of great appreciation.
Sure.
Or reciprocation, call that way. Right?
Yes.
Do you think so? Right, good. And you, Eddie, how do you do? What do you do on Thanksgiving?
Well, similarly to what I do here, I'm always running around, getting things ready.
You're a Mr. Running Around.
Yeah.
Busy day, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the busier days, and we always host families and friends. So there's always a lot of things, last minute things that we're doing. But we usually just, have a turkey, kind of do our own take on that. And that's really all we do. Just,
All right. Okay. All right.
yeah.
Because you're still young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're too little to taste the bitterness of life.
Yeah.
The more bitterness to me, the more bitterness that I have taken from life, the more I love life.
Yeah.
The more I appreciate the fact that, oh my God, I'm still alive. Like that kind, right? Okay. My dear audience, lovely audience, like I said, today's show is a showcase of ourselves. So on the EDI team, every member is the same human animal like you are. We share the same. If a finger cuts my, if a knife cuts my finger, I feel the same pain as you do, right? If you bring me a good meal, I feel the same way as you do. Same thing, right?
Sure.
We're exact same. Yet, if you say that Jack Zhao makes the good calls, listen, keep watching. We have better calls for you next coming up. All right, we'll see you again right after this short break. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. As a matter of fact, a show of EDI, of G&E TV itself. To make it clear to you one more time, I want to do the introduction again so that you don't misplace anybody with a name. I have on my left-hand side Mr. Paul James. He's a show host, radio show host with a lovely voice, very magnetic voice that the ladies like. Yeah, do something, try some vol, please.
Sure.
I
Good
like
evening,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm kidding. Oh, yeah, right, good. And next to me is Dr. Bonnie Cui. She does the TV programming, and she has a very high education. She's a very humble people. Very humble, and she makes very little noise. When she gets angry, she's kind of like, I'm not happy. Like that kind of thing.
Really?
I'm not happy.
Have
No?
you seen me angry? No? Okay, I won't show it here.
Why not? Show me when you're very angry, what do you do?
When I'm really angry, I'm
Yeah.
thankful.
Yeah, I know. When you're very angry, what do you do? Pound on the table or what?
No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Or slap
Like,
Or to your boyfriend, say, kneel down. Like that, right? Okay, very good. Bonnie Cui is one of the young people in the office that I respect a lot, and she's very humble, that I know for sure. And she even had a chance to describe how she will look when she's very angry. She was doing it in a very humble way. All right, good. Next time you do better. Okay, now with Xiaofeng is my friend. We've been working together for quite many years. Xiaofeng now does the Chinese show interview, exactly in the same style of mine, East West show. He does the focus on the world in Chinese, the same thing. The only difference is that Chinese, English, like that. So Xiaofeng's have been a man of all trades almost. Started as a doctor. He cured more people than he, caused some death, whatever. The malfunction or whatever, malpractice or whatever. I'm kidding. And Eddie Mercado with the administration office, just for the fact that my audience might complain that you only pick your show host to sit there to do the show. Okay, here's my administration officer. My administration officer, Eddie Mercado, and he, in his own term, is running all the time. Right? Very good.
Yeah.
And without his running, and we couldn't be a team. Okay, now, altogether, we're talking about Thanksgiving. I share my philosophy with you, my dear friends, my ladies and gentlemen friends, that I hate the fact that you all of a sudden accidentally think of our veterans on a Veterans Day. And again, the children on the Children's Day. And again, women on Women's Day. And again, love and romance on the Valentine's Day. The rest of the year, the other 364 days, you fight. I hate that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fact, right? That is a fact. Now, the word and the facts of Thanksgiving, and the fact that Thanksgiving Day, on a Thanksgiving Day, it is quite seldom that something bad that happened on that day. That gives a philosophical take to the day-to-day, everyday logic. Bonnie, life is like a concert. Life is like a concert. Okay, when somebody sings, right, at the end, or whatever, at a given moment, you one or two does this. The other follows, wah, wah, in a landslide right away. This is the Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving to me is this, wah, follow, right? Now, positively, very upliftingly, people follow your lead to go the right way. If you do the opposite, in Beijing, in the old time, when they perform in a small theater, like the chamber music style, in a small theater, for a family, for somebody's birthday, or for a small get together, 100, 200 audiences like that. They have other way of complimenting on the performance. If it is bad, they don't like it. They say, ooh. They do that. Ooh. Or they spat. Right? Okay, now, same thing. One lead, somebody takes a lead. Ooh. And the whole house follows. Ooh, like that. You know what? Why they follow? They would have the worry that if I do not follow the ooh, people will think, oh, this guy doesn't know opera. Oh, the guy who started first knows opera, so he does that. Let me join him so people know that I'm with him, I know opera. And the same happens on the opposite side. Guys, wow, good, wow, well done, something like that. And then if I do not follow, people will think that I do not know opera. Okay, now, put the same logic in life. What kind of call do you want to make? You want to do...
Of course, everyone wants to clap, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna want to clap.
Listen attentively, listen very carefully. I'm not asking you as a man, as an adult, asking a child. This is a very childish question. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
However, such a childish question is brought on the table in front of my audiences, two adults, same as I am, right? By an old man such as Jack Chow, there must be something there. Do you think so? To such a simple answer, there is a philosophy behind. Do you think so?
Yeah, it's a Chinese say. Chinese have the word. It's a life, just like opera. That means sometimes good, sometimes bad. Not every day is a good day.
All right.
But we should remember. We should thanks some good day. That's what Thanksgiving for.
Yes. The more you think, the more you feel thankful for, the better life becomes. Right? And then, once again, in the theater, even people complaining about performance, when hearing this many, like a great majority already, landslide, clapping their hands, let's follow. Let me join. Does that sound to you a philosophy, little young lady?
Yeah, like I take from it, it's like there are good things happen to you and bad things as well. It depends on how you perceive different things. If you perceive things positively, you always have that thankful attitude, and you'll be like better for a happy person, I think.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Hey, Paul, you're a little older than I am. Because you got those white hair, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that cheats. Anyway, so, well, how do you like my the theater thing?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're in there and at the theater and, you know, it sounds like a good performance, then I'm right with them. I'm applauding and hey. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, right? So you join the party.
Yes.
And then everybody celebrates, right?
Definitely.
And Xiaofeng, how do you or what do you call your audiences to celebrate Thanksgiving?
Actually, I talked to my guest a lot about Thanksgiving and Christmas, especially Thanksgiving in the American. Traditionally, that's a family day.
Yeah.
But the family day for us, most of us, like young people, like a Dr. Qi, and they don't have a family here. On the holiday, we always think about it. Someone in China, Chinese say is we have to remember me something.
Yeah.
That's Thanksgiving.
All right, very good, very good. That reminds me of a story of Mary Sue, mayor of Walnut. That was many, many years ago when we were still fumbling with the Iraq War. There into town moved a young mother with a toddler, two toddlers. And it was Christmas, what's Thanksgiving Day. And for many community events, there was no scene of this young woman and toddlers. So Mary Sue learned that her husband was dispatched to Iraq. And for weeks, there's no word. Normally they call each other, right? But now that indicates that the husband is into a mission, some certain mission. There's no communication allowed. She was so worried. And that evening, there came Mary Sue with a basket with some, of course, some kind of turkey thing, right? And it says that I'm here to celebrate Thanksgiving with you. And the young mother says, you have a family to go to. It's a family day. Go back to your family. And Mary Sue says, no, you're my family. Because your husband is fighting over there for us as family to celebrate. So I'm celebrating here with you. That, I would say, that action alone earns Mary Sue, I would say, thousands of votes. Do you think that's convincing? Regardless, especially to women. Think about the mind, leaving her husband and the sons and daughter, whoever, back home, and with a basket going to see somebody who she doesn't even know that much. And that woman was very touched. Throughout the whole campaign, that woman worked like a manager, like a campaign manager. So things are always like that, rotate like that in a cycle. You want to do it a positive cycle, it goes positively. You want to do it worse, it goes, well, you know, something like that. Okay, so my lovely audiences, next segment, when we come back, we're going to ask you what you want to do. And each of my guests, normally they are my co-workers, today they are my guests. Each of them will bring a question to you regarding your celebration of Thanksgiving, so that we'll be thankful together to life, together to the fact that we are here enjoying life, and somebody unfortunately cannot, right? So, my dear audience and lovely friends, once again we have Paul James, a radio show host. We have Dr. Cui, a TV programmer, and programmer is the too little thing, right? TV program specialist, how about that, right? and Xiaofeng, a Chinese show host, and who is a jack of all trades and master of all. How about that?
Sounds funny.
All right, it sounds funny. And Eddie is with the administration of EDI, running like a rabbit all the time to secure that everybody has a work environment that functions.
Yeah.
Right? Very good. We'll be right back. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, my lovely fellow Americans. If I say Christmas is a worldwide holiday, calls for a celebration, I would say Thanksgiving is an American special holiday. If somebody asks me, how do you compare Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is bigger? My answer, without thinking, without hesitation, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is bigger. And somebody asked me, why is Thanksgiving bigger? I said, go ask Bonnie. How about that? Bonnie will ask my audience, how about that? You start with it for this segment, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking why Thanksgiving is bigger than Christmas, because, I don't know, like, it's like, Thanksgiving comes with, followed by Black Friday, so you can go shopping for Christmas. So it's a good festival with shopping opportunity.
Oh, great.
So that's that's prepare for the end of the year and for the gifts for your loved ones and everything. So I have a question for the audience. Are you still going to do the shopping at Doorbuster, or you choose Cyber Monday, like do the online shopping?
That's a good question. That's a hell of a question. I like that. Okay. So audience, you heard that, right? So keep that in mind. You have a note by yourself? Okay. Get a pencil and a piece of paper. You want to write it down. So say it again. How you ask them to do? I mean, your question to that.
Yeah, I was just curious, like how much people are choosing Doorbuster or go to the store by themselves, or they do online shopping like Cyber Monday.
Okay, very good. Okay, I would say somebody will give you a very good answer. How about Eddie? What's your question to the audiences, please?
Well, again, as you had mentioned, it is a very American tradition. It does have a roots in pre-colonial times. So considering the history with that, are you still thankful the day after Thanksgiving? You know, it went from such a traditional thing here in the United States, and now it's such a consumerist event that overshadows Thanksgiving. So are you still thankful on Black Friday?
All right, very good. That's a very good angle too.
Yeah,
very good angle. They kind of like supporting each other.
Yeah.
The fact is, by logic, that for example, if I'm a soldier in the front line, on my post, or guarding this country, or in the cold weather with whatever, so and because of me, my folks back there can enjoy Black Friday.
Yeah.
And my enjoyment of Black Friday gives me, and their enjoyment of Friday, give me the encouragement. Hey, soldier, you're doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
And reciprocally, things are getting better and better in a positive cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. And Paul, what's your question or challenge to our audience? I know you're a guy you want to trick all the time, trick people all the time. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but no, I just want people to remember what Thanksgiving really is. It seems like, nowadays, okay, we talk somewhat about Thanksgiving, in November, but we're already talking about Christmas, and you see all the decorations and all the stores and everything. So maybe, just focus a little more on what Thanksgiving is, because as I've gotten older, I actually kind of enjoy Thanksgiving now even a little more than maybe Christmas.
All right,
just the way.
So that indicates you're grown up now.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently, you're grown up. Hey, Xiaofeng, well, it comes down to you.
Yeah, actually, Thanksgiving, first thing I think about is, as you know, we immigrant from China, and as immigration, all of people, even you're not from Canada, Thanksgiving for us always new. It's a holiday because that's very special for the American, for the Canada, and on that day we should appreciate. You think about it, why come to landing on this soil? And the first thing people told me is American dream. American dream is maybe everybody have a different dream. Its definition could be different, but as immigrant come to this is United States. We realize the dream is good for us. We work very hard for our dream.
Good. I like this take. In other words, you're asking your audience to ask themselves why they are here.
Yeah.
Very good. That's good. That's a very, very good take. Bonnie, to share with you, if you're writing any essay for your school, or if your mentor still wants you to write some essays, write the following. I hear lots of people around me complain about the United States, right? I do too. I'm not complaining. I criticize. I criticize the system to make it better. They complain the fact that the United States is not as rich as China. United States is not as strong as da 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 da. The United States is no longer number one, da 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 da, something like that. My question, the more they say they complain that way, the more condensed the question remains in my mind. It comes to one question, which he just said. Then why you're here? Go back. Come on, right? Go back to you where you thought you belonged to. Why you're still here? Sitting here, enjoy whatever the freedom is, and still complaining, looks to me like you bite the finger that fits you. Yeah. You bite your own mother who milking you. Like that kind of thing. So.
Well, I mean, if we are talking about American system, it's a very developed system. Like you take something, but you have to give something because you're here. You take the things the system offers you. Doesn't mean you didn't give something. Some people have the right to complain something or say this is not right. I think they're just saying that.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Especially when those words are out of your mouth, I believe that we have a trustworthy generation, new generation. Because the good question being asked is that whatever you take from this country, bring something back, right? Like that. And then you're complaining about a system. I didn't get this. I didn't get that. The question is, what did you give? Right? What did you give? Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day is the day. Thanksgiving, to pull the word out, like I said in the second segment, right? It's a word, oneself, right? Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving should be the element in our mind. My father used to joke with me, and he was good at telling jokes. He said the guy has 100 ideas in his mindset. Among the 100, 99 are good ones, only one bad ones. However, every time he does things in a bad way. When people ask, you have 99 good ones, why don't you use any of the 99? You know what he says? He said, oh yeah, the bad one is on top. See that? The bad one on top. Now, I want my audiences, you and you, including my cameraman, Mr. Bai Yiming, and my other cameraman, Mr. Jonathan Zhang, and my editor, and the list goes long, very long. If I have to mention the whole thing, I have to cancel the show. To each of them, I'm thankful, right? And to the fact that I'm still alive, I'm thankful, right? To my coworkers, they all smile at me, I'm thankful. To the fact that I get my bills paid, get ends meet, I'm thankful. Mm-hmm. Every day, everything, I'm thankful. I am Mr. Thanksgiving. I want to call myself that way. I want to call upon my audience the same way that you make every 364 days of the other day rather than Thanksgiving Day a Thanksgiving Day, and you be Thanksgiving person. Call your time to give 10 seconds of wrapping up statement, please.
All right, thankful for still being here. Thankful for everything that I have, and happy to be back at EDI.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And Bonnie, please.
So for Thanksgiving, thanks for everybody who loves me, and also don't forget to thanks to yourself, like going through this tough year and looking forward what's happening in the future.
Very good. And Eddie?
I'm thankful for my loved ones, and of course for my coworkers, wonderful coworkers. You know, it makes my days go by so great.
Okay, Xiaofeng, I'm relying on you. Okay. Well, how about you?
I learned it. Why learning this soil. One of American philosophy is people is the best wishes is to be appreciated. Please show your appreciation to the one help
alright.
you and like you.
To appreciate, to be thankful. That's the conclusion. My dear friend, my lovely audience, is thank you for watching. And that is one of the best show of the year. I would say the best. No, not one of the best show of the year. And of course, next year we'll do the same thing. The tradition will go on and on and on and on. And the call, we make it very constant. The call upon everybody to make every single day of your life a Thanksgiving day. So all together, you want to join me? Say Happy Thanksgiving on 3, 2, 1.
Happy Thanksgiving.